Now so far we've been doing the small arms fire without any effect of terrain. We've taken some formation styles, i.e. the difference between close order formations versus an open order type formation, but we have not done anything in regards to terrain. So here's a simple example. But bear in mind that there's many types of terrain for the battlefield. There could be tree lines, vineyards, gardens, orchards, oases, low hedges, grain fields, light woods, medium woods, heavy or very dense woods, Class 1 man-made positions, shallow ditches, fortress walls, marshes, bogs, woods, buildings, anything you can think of that you can run into in everyday life. But here I'm just going to do a simple example of a low stone wall. Now in this particular example we have a French battalion which is marched up facing off against these two Austrian battalions, while its sister battalion with an open order skirmisher voltigeur in front is coming up alongside. Now the firepower percentage here, if he was firing at this line battalion behind the wall and not really into the blue per se, it would be 9 figures firing. He's within 2 inches but not really within an inch. So it's a linear target because that's what the Austrians are. They're a linear formation. So it would be B class, linear target with 9 figures. Base is 66%. Nope, my apologies, 75%. 75%. Now the target wall, or the target standing behind a low stone wall, is going to be affected for small arm of 1/2. So which basically means I'm going to take that 75% divided by 2, which would be 37.5 rounded up to a full number of 8. 38. So it would be a 38% chance for this French to inflict a loss on that Austrian battalion. They roll a 14, this Austrian battalion lost a figure. Now firing back, the Austrians aren't going to be modified by terrain, so they're going to have that full 75% chance. And in this case they roll a 16, caused the loss of a figure. And then both sides would take the respective morale checks. Now up here we have this battalion where it can easily fire upon this battalion, or it can fire on the screen. If it wants to fire on the screen with almost all its figures, but it will be a 1/4 target. Or it can fire with at least half the battalion, which would be 5, against this battalion, which is probably the better shot. And we've run this number before. 5 figures, 3 rank is a 45%. And they roll a 15. So in this particular example, this French line battalion has lost 2 figures when it takes its morale check for the fire phase, and the Austrians probably have only lost the 1 here. I can throw the skirmisher, see if it causes any loss, and it didn't. It rolled a 30. So the French would have a down 2 morale check, and the Austrians would only have a down 1. But when the Austrians take a morale check, their morale is going to be modified by a +1 because they're standing behind a defensive position. Basically nullifies the loss of that single figure. Other than that, other terrain features like redoubts, buildings, walls, whatever, woods, they all done the same way. You figure out your basics percentage of what it is to hit, and then go through the firepower modifiers table, and depending upon what type of target formation, range, woods, terrain, things of that nature, you'll come to eventually a final target modification percentage, roll the dice, and see if you inflict a loss.